So I'm Geraint Jones, and I'm Global VP of Marketing at Money20. Well, I'm excited I can actually now talk about it, right? So last night at Sunday Night Live, we announced that Money20 is launching global awards. And everyone goes, well, there are already awards programs in this industry, but for us, we're launching something a bit different. Firstly, it's truly global. We have a global platform of 3 enormous shows around the world, and we bring together the whole ecosystem of money. So what we're going to be building is something that not only brings that whole ecosystem together, but that gives them the opportunity to show the excellence that's inside this industry and the change agents that live within this industry in the very best of lights. We're launching that next year. We announced it last night. So in April, at our Asia show, we'll start to announce things like our juries and our categories, and also a name, because of course we can't just call it the Money20 Awards. That would not really be us. So that will launch in April, and then throughout next year we'll start to build out our juries, and we will then open for entries in April as well. And then post-April, in October next year, here in Vegas, will be our inaugural awards show. And that awards show will be on our Sunday Night Live stages, and it will be for the whole of Fintech. The reason we exist is we're the place where money does business, right? And we believe we're the place where fintech leaders come together to grow their businesses. But if you look at the content on our stages, a lot of that content is, as you would expect, really focused on fintech itself. Progression against the 1033 announcement last night. What are we doing about Gen AI in finance? But what we don't talk a lot about, or haven't historically talked a lot about, is that growth piece. How do you find growth in this industry? How do you create distinctive brands in this industry? How do you create a way in which to sell your brand to the wider market? And we think we've got a great position to start to talk about that, because that's why we exist. So last year, for the first time, we launched Marketing Wednesday. It was a bit of an experiment for us, I guess, to bring CMOs into the show. And it was a great success. We had Raja Mannar from the CMO at MasterCard, who helmed that with us, and it was a great experience. And this year we've got even more CMOs from even more amazing brands speaking on our stages. I'm hosting the Exchange stage on Wednesday, and I'm really excited to be hosting a panel of 3 phenomenal female CMOs from Fiserv, from Experian, and from First Citizens Bank. And the 3 of them together, I think, are a really interesting combination, because they've both got B2B marketing background and experience, but also Shannon from Fiserv was most recently CMO of Jordan Brand at Nike. So she brings that customer side B2C view on marketing and brings that into the B2B world, which we're seeing more and more. You just have to look around the show and see the way in which people are building their activations out, doing new exciting things, learning from the best of B2C to know that B2B marketing has woken up, and there's a lot of great things happening within it. Our ecosystem is really broad. We were looking at this just before we came out. We have large numbers of salespeople, but we also have large numbers of product people. We have people from compliance backgrounds here. We have, research people here. We have analysts here. We have lots of media here. We build a show for the whole ecosystem, right? And I think if I go back to the marketers, they've not necessarily had a role, but they've always been here. And I think for us, it's about identifying audiences that we're not serving as much as we should be, and demonstrating to those audiences that we care about them, right? We have hundreds of them here this week. We want to build something that gives them value as well, because obviously then that builds another moat, it extends the ecosystem a bit further, and it gives us another reason for people to come to Money20. I love the experience of coming into the show floor for the first time on Monday morning. I know we have the Sunday where we do all the content, and the content yesterday was phenomenal. We had thousands of people. Sunday Night Live was absolutely packed. It was standing room only. Rohit Chopra was superb. I saw his presentation and was just blown away by how clear he was about what 1033 was and wasn't going to do for the industry. But I also think when you come onto the show floor on Monday, it's a different experience again, because you actually hear and feel and experience the buzz And there is nothing like being in person. I mean, I would say that I work for a giant events company, but genuinely, I think people come to this show, they say to us that they come to this show because the value of doing business in person is 10 or 20 or 30 times the value of trying to do business over Zoom calls or Google calls or everything else. We all experience it. So when you come here and you're able to stand, shake hands, look to someone in the eye and speak to them properly, it's a phenomenal experience and it accelerates your business.